Hey guys, Kaiju Guy here, and today I'll be doing my 11th episode of Kaiju Talk. Now right then, you guys would be wondering what in the world is Kaiju Talk? Now, Kaiju Talk is basically me talking about different kaiju in the Godzilla franchise. For example, Anguirus, Baragons, kaiju like that. And I'm going to do it in the order the films go. What I mean by that is for example, Anguirus, which appeared in Godzilla Rage Again, and then Mothra, who appeared in Godzilla vs. Mothra in the Showa era, and then King Hedorah, who appeared in Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. So I'm gonna go like that. Now, what I'm really gonna talk about with you guys in this Kaiju Talk thing is, let me tell you guys now what I'm gonna talk about. So first, I'm just gonna tell you guys like a brief introduction of the kaiju. What's my opinion on it, if it's like my most favorite, or if it's okay in the middle, or like stuff like that. And then I'm going to tell you guys his data. Now, not his exact data. What I mean by that is if the kaiju is like 69 feet tall, I'm not gonna tell you guys he's 69 feet tall. Instead, I'm just gonna tell you guys if he's like massive, like what I mean by that is like if he's like towering Godzilla, or if he's a little shorter than Godzilla, or half the size of Godzilla. Then I'm going to tell you guys like how he look in the Godzilla 2014 franchise, which I think it's the most interesting thing of the kaiju data. Now in the part where I'm going to talk about how he looked in the Godzilla 2014 franchise, basically I'm going to tell you guys my opinion on the kaiju's origin, his size, how he looked like, and like the stuff like that, like how he'd be in the Godzilla 2014 franchise. Similar to what I did to Mechagodzilla very recently and King Hedorah like a little while back. So basically, I'm gonna post this picture up, and I'm gonna tell you guys the differences from that picture. It's gonna be how he looked in their point of view. And I'm gonna tell you guys the differences of that picture and how he'd look in my opinion. So the 11th episode of Kaiju Talk will be on Hedorah. So as always, I'm gonna tell you guys my opinion on Hedorah and a brief introduction of him. So Hedorah is basically this kaiju who was created by pollution, and he first appeared in the film Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and then appeared in the film Godzilla Final Wars. In my opinion, I think Hedorah is a really cool kaiju, but I think Hedorah could have had more appearances and more superpowers in Godzilla Final Wars. And speaking of superpowers, let's move on to Hedorah's superpowers. So Hedorah appeared in two eras, the Showa and Millennium. So in the Showa era, Hedorah had tons of superpowers. He had the red laser. He could make this like river of gooey, muddy, muddy things, muddy liquid. And he can fly. He has many forms in the Showa era. He can fly. He has a land form. He has a final form. And he can also swim, and I think he also had another form too. In Godzilla Final Wars, Hedorah has a minor role in the film. He has very less superpowers, and he has only one form. His only superpower is that he can spit out this like foggy thing from his body, and his only form is his normal form. So yeah, as I said in the beginning of the video, I wish Hedorah had more forms and more superpowers in Godzilla Final Wars. In my opinion, I think the Showa Hedorah has enough forms and superpowers. But the Millennium Hedorah, as I just said, I think he needs more forms and superpowers. Next, let's talk about how massive Hedorah is. In the Showa series, I think Hedorah is a little bit shorter than Godzilla in his final form. That would mean he's like 40 to 50 meters tall. in the Millennium series, I think Hedorah is like about as tall as Godzilla, so that would mean he is 90 to 100 meters tall. In my opinion, I think Hedorah has a perfect size. If Hedorah was taller than Godzilla, I think it would be a little bit too skinny. And if Hedorah was shorter than Godzilla, I mean way shorter, I think it will be a little bit too fat. Now, finally, let's talk about how Hedorah might look in the Godzilla 2014 trilogy. So, I couldn't find an image that could represent how I think Hedorah should look in the Godzilla 2014 trilogy. So, I'm just gonna tell you guys the differences to, how I think Hedorah should look in the Godzilla 2014 trilogy to the normal Hedorah. In my opinion, I think Hedorah in the Godzilla 2014 trilogy should basically be this gigantic blob. I don't know what Hedorah should be made of, like, I don't know, goo, yucky stuff, liquid yucky stuff. That's all I could say, like gooey, liquidy, yucky stuff. I don't really know what Hedorah should like really be made of. But anyway, if Hedorah is in the Godzilla 2014 trilogy, I think his main weapon is that he can swallow things. Well, basically, he can sense objects and living things, and he basically tries to swallow them. And for example, if Hedorah was in if this image was the Godzilla 2014 Hedorah, I mean Godzilla 2014 trilogy Hedorah, he would probably be swallowing the vehicles. So now, if the Godzilla 2014 trilogy Hedorah sensed Godzilla, he would probably try to swallow him. But let's say Godzilla does his atomic breath, and that would probably hurt Hedorah's insides, and yeah, basically. So if Hedorah does appear in the Godzilla 2014 trilogy and follows the characteristics that I just said, he could, his possible origins could be, number one, he could be a mutated microorganism, or Legendary could take the unrealistic path and make Hedorah an alien. And that is about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later.